12s stop everything. Lumen Field just erupted with breaking news, and the first number is 2 to starting quarterbacks gone. The Arizona Cardinals are officially walking into a buzzsaw, and they will be doing it at 40:05 p.m. EST on Sunday. Seattle just added a new weapon, the Cardinals' defense just collapsed, and our own injury report has a massive twist. We have the official injury report right here, and the first payoff is this. The Cardinals just ruled out both starting quarterbacks Will Johnson and Max Melton. They are done. They are not playing. Sam Darnold's offense just got a massive green light. If you are the 12th man and you smell blood in the water, smash that leak button right now. The NFC West is about to get shaken up. We start with the new weapon that just arrived in Seattle. The man analysts are already predicting will have an explosive debut. The trade deadline sent ripples, but this move sent a tidal wave. John Schneider wasn't satisfied, not even after Sam Darnold completed his first 17 passes the last week against the Commanders. In that blowout victory, he wanted more. He wanted speed. He wanted a weapon that could stretch the field and make defenses panic. The front office made the call, and New Orleans picked up the target. A field-stretching specialist who the Saints bizarrely let go for a mid-round pick, the name Rashid Shaheed. And the expectations are already sky-high. Shaheed is in the building. He's practicing, and he is expected to make his full debut Sunday afternoon at Lumen Field against the Arizona Cardinals. This isn't just a depth piece 12 seconds, this is an acceleration. NFLK just released their bold predictions for Week 10, and they are predicting Shaheed doubles his touchdown total in one game. The prediction is clear to touchdowns for Rashid Shaheed in his Seahawks debut. Why the immediate hype? The analyst said it best this week's prediction is heavily vibes-based, but they also backed it up with data. They wrote, and I quote, "Why wouldn't they want to feature that weapon immediately to put the rest of the league on notice?" The stats do back it up. Sam Darnold, your MVP candidate quarterback, hosts the NFL's highest completion percentage over expectation on deep throws. What happens when you pair the league's best deep ball thrower with a legitimate deep ball threat? You get fireworks. You get the exact recipe for success that Clint Kubiak has been waiting to unleash. Shard only had to touchdowns in 9 games with the Saints, but his speed changes the geometry of the field. He forces safeties to play 10 yards deeper. He opens things up for Jackson Smith and Jigba underneath. He takes the pressure off Cooper Kupp, who was missing last week with leg and foot injuries, but is expected to return. He allows the emerging tight end duo of A.J. Barner and Elijah Royo to work the scenes. This move wasn't just about adding a player, it was about completing the offensive puzzle, giving Darnold weapons all over the field. This is how you support a quarterback who is playing at an MVP level. Do you believe Shaheed hits the touchdowns in his first game as a Seahawk? Drop your prediction in the comments right now. If you believe this offense is about to hit a new gear, hit that like button. The hype is real, the matchup is set, and the timing just got absolutely perfect. Because as explosive as Shaheed's debut might be, the news that just dropped out of Arizona makes this game look less like a matchup and more like a feast. The Cardinals are officially broken, and they're heading to the loudest stadium in the NFL. This is the sound of an opponent waving the white flag before kickoff. The Cardinals just released their final injury report, and it's a catastrophe for Arizona. Forget the hype. Let's talk facts. The Cardinals have officially ruled out both starting cornerbacks. Will Johnson, their starting left corner, is OT. Max Melton, their starting right corner, is OT. Both of them gone, and it gets worse for them. Linebacker M. Wilson, Sr., a key part of their second level is edge rusher B.J.O. Ojulari. One of their speed elements will not even be activated. This isn't just an advantage 12, this is a complete mismatch. This tilts the entire paper script directly towards Sam Darnold and the Seahawks' passing game. Think about what this means. ESPN lists Johnson and Melton as the starters. Their nickel corner, Garrett Williams, is already on injured reserve. They are now digging deep into their depth chart, pulling guys off the practice squad and asking them to cover the NFL leading receiver Jackson Smith-Jigba, a returning Cooper Kupp, and the brand new deep threat Rashid Shaheed. How would you design the plays? Clint Kubiak must be locked in the film room right now drawing up ways to exploit this. Expect JS and shortier quickness to dominate on option routes and whip out breaks. Expect Cooper Kupp, assuming he plays, to use condensed splits and motion to get free releases against backups, hunting leverage on pivots, and expect Rashid Shaheed's speed to test these replacement corners vertically immediately. The shot plays off play action to the field side should be there all day. With Ogilari out, Seattle's protection IDs and chipping plans get simpler. With M. Wilson out, those intermediate voids open up for crosses and digs, the 10 to 18-yard throws that Darnold loves. This is a chance for Seattle to dictate every single matchup. Arizona's third down menu just shrunk. They can't risk playing zero blitz coverage with backups. They'll be forced into zone match concepts. And that's exactly what an MVP candidate quarterback like Sam Darnold can pick apart. He can get the ball out on time, keep the rush honest, and let his playmakers work. This is a game where Jackson Smith-Jigba could realistically see 15 targets. Do you think JSN goes over 150 yards against this depleted secondary? Let me know. This is a chance to build an early lead and never look back. The Seahawks already beat the Cardinals 23-20 in Week 4, but this won't be a close game if the offense executes, but there's a catch. While Arizona is falling apart, Seattle isn't walking into this game perfectly healthy. The final injury report just dropped for the Seahawks, and the defense is about to face a massive test of its own. This is the reality of the NFL. No game is perfect. While the offense is preparing for a track meet, the defense is bracing for a massive loss. The Seahawks just released their final injury report, and it's concerning. Let's get the bad news out of the way first. 4 players are confirmed out: cornerback Josh, guard Christian Haynes, and wide receivers Jake Bobo and Derek Young. Joe being out hurts the special teams and corner depth. Haynes being out hurts the offensive line rotation, and losing Bobo and Young thins out the receiver room significantly. But that's not the headline. 2 names are listed as doubtful, and they are major. The first is wide receiver Torrey Horton. With Bobo and Young already out, losing Horton would be another huge blow to the receiver cause. This puts even more pressure on Rashid Shaheed to be ready immediately, having had very little prep time. It also makes Cooper Kupp's status even more critical. Kupp himself is listed as questionable, though he practiced. If Kupp can't go and Horton is out, the Seahawks offense, despite the Cardinals' injuries, will be severely limited and relying on practice squad elevations. But the biggest name on the entire report, the one that makes the building hold its breath, is the doubtful designation for the defense's signal caller, the leader, linebacker Ernest Jones. 4. Jones suffered a knee injury in Week 9 against the Commanders. And while head coach Mike McDonald said it was possible he'd miss time, seeing him listed as doubtful as a gut punch, this is the man who wears the green dot. He calls the plays, he organizes the front, he is the heart of that run defense. The fact that he even has a chance to play is somewhat surprising, but in the NFL, doubtful usually means out. In his absence, the Seahawks will be forced to rely on Tyrus Knight and Drake Thomas. That duo played decently well after Jones went out last week, but starting a full game without your defensive leader is a completely different challenge. Can they handle the communication? Can they set the edges against the run? This is the test. There is some good news. Tight end A.J. Barner, who was questionable with a calf, was a full participant in Friday's practice, which is a great sign he'll play. Rookie Elijah Royo, who was on the report, was a full participant all week and is good to go. The tight end room looks healthy, but this game now has a new script. The offense must score because the defense just lost its quarterback. Is the offense, even with its own injuries, strong enough to carry the team? And is the defense, without Ernest Jones, strong enough to hold the line? This changes everything. 3 reports, 1 massive narrative. The Seahawks just acquired a deep threat missile in Rashid Shaheed, and analysts are already calling for a multi-touchdown debut. The universe immediately conspired to make that happen as the Arizona Cardinals secondary has completely imploded, ruling out both starting quarterbacks in a move that signals a potential offensive explosion for Seattle. But the NFL always demands balance. Just as the offense gets its biggest advantage of the year, the defense loses its leader with green dot linebacker Ernest Jones, listed as doubtful, forcing the entire team to adjust. This is the story of Week 10. It's an arms race. Can Sam Darnold, Jackson Smith and Jigba and the new look offense score fast enough to cover for a defense missing its signal caller? This is the ultimate test. The Seahawks beat the Cardinals 23-20 in Week 4. This game will not be 23-20.